Hi everyone and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Oriako and today is a big milestone in my life. I'm officially 12 weeks postpartum. Yay! This has been the most challenging, beautiful, and exhausting 90 days of my life. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my postpartum experience right from the delivery room till now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about physical recovery, mental health, postpartum rage, feeding baby, and so many other things. Okay, and this video is not to scare you but to kind of provide some form of insight, and more knowledge to what you already know and things that you don't even think happen. Like there are a lot of things that I experienced that I didn't even know it's possible to experience. So yeah, so if you are pregnant or you're in the thick of it, that is you're in the newborn trenches, or you are a daddy, honestly, you need to watch this video, stick around, and so that you can set some realistic expectations. All right. So we are going to start right from delivery so that you can flow with me. Okay. So I had a very, very easy delivery. I know a lot of people are scared of delivery, but personally, I had a very smooth, fast delivery. I was in the hospital by 6, by 7, the baby was there. I had a vaginal delivery. Everything was so smooth. It was a very smooth delivery. And, after delivery, I was moved from the labor ward to the postpartum ward where I had a lot of people come around to help me. I had the nurse, I had the lactation consultant, I had the person in charge of birth and registration for the newborn. Like I had a lot of people, the hospital I gave birth to, they were the healthcare workers were very, very helpful. So I would say I had a very good time at the hospital. So my delivery process was 10 over 10. After delivery, because I had such a good delivery, I wasn't in so much pain. I was doing TikToks. Oh yeah, that was how smooth my delivery was. I was doing TikToks, I was chilling, I was eating. But in the hospital, everybody was at my beck and call. I didn't have to do anything for baby. I was just sleeping. I stayed in the hospital for 2 days. So for that 2 days, the nurses were the ones, carrying the baby, doing most of the things, cleaning up the baby. I didn't have to do anything. So I didn't really understand what was waiting for me, you know. But after we got discharged and we got home, I think that was when it hit. Because we were like, okay, so what do we do now? My husband and I, we were like, okay, so what do we do now? Do we feed the baby? Do we? It was as if we were thrown to the wolves. We were like, we didn't know what to do. For delivery, we had, watched videos, read books, and we were like, okay, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. But see, real life is different. By the time the baby was there and we got discharged, it was another thing entirely. The baby was so small, fragile. I couldn't hold the Jesus Christ. I couldn't hold the baby because it felt like the baby was going to break into two. So this was the way I was just carrying the baby like this. I was scared. For the first few days, my husband was the one cleaning up the baby because I don't know why, but I was scared. So this is when the real postpartum, you know, began. So I'm going to break it down into different parts so that you can flow with me. I'm going to first of all, I'm going to talk about physical recovery. Even though I had a very, straightforward delivery, I still felt sore. My vagina delivered a 7 pounds baby, so everywhere was open. I felt so sore, and I was bleeding. A lot of blood was coming out, but with some clots, blood clots that kept coming out. And felt sore. It's like an open wound with a lot of clots. And I was advised to, call the hospital if I see much bigger clots, blood clots, which thankfully I didn't see. So I had to, constantly change those parts. Another thing that I felt then was there was this smell that I kept perceiving. It was smelling like dead flesh, stomach churning smell. And at times I kept taking, I was like, is this smell coming from me? And I called the OB's office and they said it's expected, it's normal, that I shouldn't worry about it. Because every time I have to take my shower, I get taken aback by the smell. But this particular smell didn't last for long. 1 week after I gave birth, this smell went on its own. And I think it's because the blood flow kind of reduced. So I think that is why my delivery was smooth. I was limping. I wasn't walking well. I was walking in a funny way because for some reason I just couldn't close my legs. So I was walking like this. So that was the way I was working. And what else again? That went 3 weeks into, my 3 weeks postpartum. That went 3 weeks postpartum. And before I gave birth, I had something like rashes. They were a bit dark on my chest and on my face. That went to on its own. And I think that's all about physical recovery. I'm still bleeding 12 weeks in, even though, the bleeding has reduced and it's just me wearing panty liners and stuff. But yes, I'm still bleeding 12 weeks postpartum. Yeah, so let's get right into sleep deprivation. When we first came back, uh, this, oh, sleep when baby is sleeping. It's not possible. I know it's easy to say when you have help or community or your mom around or people around. Babies make this weird sound when they're sleeping, like I was exhausted, I couldn't sleep, and she kept making this funny weird sound. So I couldn't even sleep. And then there was this anxiety that I had, like eventually when the baby stopped making that sound, it's as if they are frozen when they are sleeping. And it's scary for a new mom because what my head was going haywire. I was thinking, is she still alive? And then I'll go and poke her. And then she wakes up and I'm exhausted all over again. And my husband will be like, are you being serious right now? You're the one that said you're tired. Why are you waking up the baby? And I'll be like, I don't know. She's acting like she's dead. That's why I'm poking her to be sure she's alive. So my head was all over the place. At some point, it was as if I was doing things without remembering I was doing it. As I wake up, baby gets ready, feed baby and the rest, but I really couldn't remember doing those things. So it was as if, I don't know whether it was adrenaline pump or I don't know, but I know I was getting things done without knowing that I was getting those things done. I don't know how to explain that. Then another thing that was a bit hard for me to get right in towards breastfeeding. So issue when it comes to feeding baby, a lot of people can decide to breastfeed or use formula. I finally decided to breastfeed. Breastfeeding is one of the most exhausting things you can ever do. It was really, really traumatic for me. I'll be breastfeeding and I'll be crying. I'll be pumping and I'll be crying. It wasn't a pleasant experience for me, and eventually I'm getting a hang of it now. We are not there yet, but it's way better now. Now to an extent, I've gotten the right flanges. I have two palms and at times I nurse directly. So it's a bit easy for me now. The issue of feeding, I would say do what you feel comfortable with. If the baby just needs to be fed, so whether it's formula or breast milk, doesn't matter. Just feed the baby. That is the most important thing. Next thing I would like to talk about is mental health. That period can be a really vulnerable time in your life, and everything triggers you. Me personally, everything triggered me then. I kept crying, random cry, like nothing happens and I start crying. Things that I won't really pay attention to made me cry. and I felt so isolated. And it wasn't that people were reaching out, oh, can we come and see you? Or was but I felt like people don't understand. That was the way I felt. Okay. My head was all over the place. I wasn't sleeping well. I was battling with breastfeeding. Yes, I just buried myself in content creating that time. I edited a lot of content and that really, really helped me. So I just buried myself there. I didn't want to give room to have those weird thoughts, baby blues, postpartum depression. I kept fighting. I think that was also what led to my postpartum rage. For some weird reason, I started being angry at my husband. For some reason, I just felt this anger towards him. Like, you can never understand what I'm going through. I just gave birth. You can never understand. I was angry. So I read up on postpartum rage and I discovered, oh, it's actually a thing. So yeah, something that someone can explain to you. You have to experience it yourself to really, really understand the rage, the anger. And that time was also the time that I had a lot of admin to do for baby. I had to take the baby to pediatrician for vaccines, appointments. A lot of things were happening at the same time. Okay. Another thing I struggled with was body image. I've always taken pride in my shape. I've always, look good. I was a gym person and my tummy just for some reason has refused to shrink back, and it's messing with my head. I feel, oh, I don't feel sexy anymore. I don't feel like myself. I don't feel beautiful again. And it's, especially with this snapback culture. And honestly, my opinion is do what you like. Honestly, even if you like, so far it doesn't cause any health issues. If you want to start exercising 1 month after delivery, honestly, start, because it's whatever makes you feel better. Honestly, if you want to snap back and you know that it will help you mentally and psychologically, please do it. Since I started looking good, started making up, caring about my hair postpartum, my mood has improved so much. I look good, I feel good, and if I feel good, everything else around me is good. Okay. There is this too much talk about snapback culture. Oh, your body just did a whole lot of things. Your body went through a lot in 9 months. You delivered. Give yourself time. Don't listen to them more. If you know that you are a vain person like me, if you know that you are very vain, please start tying your stomach. I was being lazy and tired. I didn't really tie. Now it's now that I just started, using waist trainer and tying my tummy. So if you know that you're vain and you care about how you look and you know that how you look affects your mood, please tie that tummy. Tie your tummy, get the waist trainer, get the belly binders. Please, you're not feeding into any culture. You are helping yourself. But at the same time, even if you are vain and all that, you have to be realistic. There's no way your tummy that got stretched for 9 months, will return back to the original size under 1 week or under 2 months. So be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, allow your body recover. Your body has been through a lot, and eventually your body will recover. Okay. So I can't believe I almost forgot this. Birth control. We barely talk about birth control in Nigeria. It wasn't something we spoke about, because why are you sexually active in the first place? That was the way birth control was treated in Nigeria. So most people don't know about birth control until marriage. So on the issue of birth control, before delivery, my OB had a discussion with me about it. Most people think they wouldn't have healed enough to have sex, that it's best to be on the safe side, and that was it. So it's something you have to consider, especially if you want to space your kids, because if you don't have help with the first one and then you get pregnant with the second one, wahala, wahala. Take that conversation very serious and protect yourself. Honestly, this 90 days has been a learning period for my partner, my husband and I. It's not been easy being parents. It's not walk in the park. It takes everything from you, your time, your energy, resources. And what is the most beautiful thing ever? That's the thing. You're tired, but you're happy. You need, at the end of the day, is a good support system and God to get through these 90 days. And, newborn trenches. It's your babies won't be this small again. So hold babies tight, kiss them more, and you'll be fine.